a Catholic. A Catholic of St. Jude's Catholic Chaplains, taking care of the abode for the Father, known as Divine Mercy Foundation, ABA, AGALABA Zone. Today, we present today's divine teaching, titled The Divine Light of God and Its Effectiveness. Holy, holy, holy.
Yes, because great thing is happening now. Yes, Christians hear it today that great thing is happening against you. Deep great thing happening. Most Christians are copied. Pollution everywhere. Pollution everywhere. Especially in the church. Especially in the church. That's why you are commanded to post today's message very, very well. Because amidst the pollution, amidst all, what will save you is the light of His glorious presence. Amidst the pollution in the church, amidst the pollution in various rooms, in various places, what will save you is the light of His glorious presence. See pollution. See pollution on His peak. Pollution on His peak against children of God. See. See great pollution against you all. See great secret plan. Dirty against you. And you are breathing it in. Some are breathing it without even knowing what they are taking in. Heavy, dirty, pollution. Dark mist everywhere. And you are assimilating it without knowing what is happening. It's a blockage. It's a great blockage. A great blockage, a great hindrance. How will you climb up? How will you ascend? Most prayed to ascend to great heights. Most prayed to reach to great heights. How will that happen? When you are assimilating their dark pollutants, heavy, dark power, dark pollutants, you are assimilating that. You are taking that in. There is no way you will move on. It's hindrance. It's a great hindrance to you. Now, hear it today that the solution is the light of His glorious presence. Light of His glorious presence. Once you look up to Him, you will ascend. Amidst their blockages, amidst the veil, amidst the dark mist, you will excel. You will excel in life. You will move on. And so, you will hear the necessary steps you will follow. You will understand what the light of His glorious presence is. And you will understand the various categories of the light of His glorious presence. So that you will really know where you are standing. You will understand how and the steps to move on. What is light of His glorious presence? What is light of His glorious presence? See the light of His glorious presence. Everybody look up. Everybody look up. Look up. Look up. Look up very, very well. Look up. Up above. Up above. In the rim of His glorious presence. Light everywhere. Light everywhere. Yes. Great light everywhere. The light that illumines all. That nothing comprehends. The light that thunders, that roars, that speaks. Is speaking light. The light that roars, that speaks. Speaking light. Speaking light. The light of His glorious presence. Up in the rim of His presence, everywhere light. Great light. Great light that transforms and changes things. Nothing equates that. Zuma, 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 zuma. Zuma, 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 zuma. Zuma, zuma, zuma. That is peace. At last there will be peace. At last there will be peace. You don't know that it has been 7 years all along. You don't know that dark mist is floating. Amidst the dark mist that is floating, dark arrows floating, lights on. Still, see believers assimilating that and moving down. See, the eyeful acid. See, believers complaining of hardship, poverty, without knowing that they should neglect all and still move on to his throne. Deep in his throne lies everything. Deep in his throne, amidst all that is happening, it's only when you move in, climb up, that you will tap the light of his glorious presence. There is no way you will tap that light in pollution. If you have any atom of that pollutant in you, there is no way you will tap the light. And so today, you will understand the various colors of light. The various colors of the light of his glorious presence. The various colors of the light of his glorious presence speaks, transforms, radiates, illumines, is great. You see, most people jumping around, I'm the light of God, I'm the light of God. I know my Father, I know my Father. They are noisemakers. The light in question doesn't need noise. People are educated about quietness. You don't know the reason why. The reason is because the light of his glorious presence doesn't need any form of noise. If you're a noisemaker in his presence, if you're a noisemaker, there is no way you will tap that particular light. You are in Kadawan. You don't know that the light you are hearing about is in various colors. In various colors, in various colors. In various degrees. Categorized too. That's Kadawan. Various colors above, in the rim of his presence where he dwells. Yes, everybody, that's why you are told to look up. Look, see, this is the light. But the light which you are seeing now, are you attuned with that light? Are you communing with that light? Is the light of his glorious presence on around you? Which particular light is on? As far as your life is concerned, as far as the journey of your life is concerned. Kadawan. From Kadawan, if you're able to resist, all the pollutants of the world, all the debris, deposits, pollutants, pollution everywhere, Christians do not know that they are the cause. If you have anything of the world, there is no way you will move from Kadawan to Kada2 as far as the light of his glorious presence is concerned. But still, most are putting on the gadgets of the world, deposits of the world. How will you move on to greater Kada? Most are noisemakers. They will tell you that they are called and they are chosen. See the person mentioning that he or she is called and chosen. See the person still in relationship and in deep bond with the things of the world. They are pollution. The pollutant in you will not. There is no way you will move to Kada2 with that form of pollutants. Look at what they are putting on. Look at a believer. Look at what a believer is rubbing. Look at the kind of cream a believer is applying. No, a believer will look neat. Who told you? Who told you? Allow yourself to be attuned with the power from the sun. When you are attuned with the power from the sun, you will notice that there is no form of cream or any form of application that is greater than that one. Then you will move up. But amidst that, see what believers are robbing. Your answer is no. Your answer is no. Things of the world, they are pollutants, great pollution. And there is no way you will move up with that. Surrender. Step of total surrender. That one is called step of total surrender. The kada move in paripasu with the step involved. That kada moves in line with the step of total surrender. Kada one moves in line with the step of total surrender. Surrender that. You love that so much. That which you love so much. Most are produced beneath the sea in deep ocean. It will not allow you to move on to the light of his glorious presence, let alone wading in. Surrender that. You see them laughing at believers. You see, that's why they are laughing at you. They will spike their missile onto you, and they will laugh. Everyone. Move around you. From kada 1 to kada 2, then surrender it all. When you surrender it all, you will move on to kada 2. What happens in kada 2? What kind of light prevails in kada 2? Kada 2 is another step. As far as the light of his glorious presence is concerned, kada 2 is a loving light. It illumines. It searches you. It moves in and around you. Searching. That is what is happening in kada 2. The light of his presence in kada 2, a cool one, a silent one, moves in and around you, searching you. Searching your heart. Searching your heart. Because most surrender. But their heart is still in line with what they surrendered. Their heart is there. They didn't surrender from the depth of their hearts. They surrendered and they moved to kada 2. But most that surrendered and moved to kada 2, their heart is still there in what they surrendered. They didn't even know that what is happening in kada 2, the light that is on in kada 2, is this searching light. The searching light that will search everything around you, your heart especially, to know whether you really surrendered completely. At that point, most failed. Only very few surrendered everything completely. Truly, they surrendered. But before you know it, they will go back to what they surrendered and say, let me just this. It's just for this occasion. It's just for this gathering. Let me just do it just for this gathering. Just for that event. Child of God, where are you listening from? Hear it today that is you are a failure. You failed. A call for total surrender. If you do not surrender completely, you will not do well in kada 2. In that kada 2, you will be thrown from kada 2 to kada 1. Somebody that have moved to kada 2. But the heart is still wallowing in what he or she surrendered in kada 1. And you are thrown down. You don't know that most believers are thrown down. And they are complaining, making noise. If you see that they are noisemakers. Truly they are noisemakers. And they are the ones that claim that they are in high level, high position, high standard. High standard with attachment of the world. High standard with a pollutant in you. Nothing works out in you with any form of pollution. In any form of pollution, nothing works out. Stop and search yourself. In kada 2, step 2, what counts and what matters is total examination of conscience and oneself. Is it true? The answer is yes. Say yes to yourself if you are in kada 2. Say yes in kada 2 that you truly surrendered it all, that you are moving on. If you succeed in that kada, step 2, you will be propelled to kada 3, step 3. From that Kada 2, and you see yourself in Kada 3, you smile. You put on a smiling face in Kada 3. Just as what happens in Kada 2 is searchlight. The light of his presence that searches you. In Kada 3, great thing is happening there. Each of your thoughts are weighed in Kada 3. Your thoughts are weighed. Especially your negative thoughts. Your negative thoughts are weighed. A great percentage is allotted in Kada 3 to know your percentage. Because if your percentage in Kada 3 is not above 70%, you will not move from Kada 3 to Kada 4. The light in Kada 2 is different from the light in Kada 3. The light in Kada 3, is yelling for the Father. That's what's happening in Kada 3. Yelling for the Father. Longing for the Father. Only. That's where your heart lies. Then your mark will come up in that Kada 3. If you see the light in Kada 3, if you are in Kada 3, you rejoice. You put on a smiling face. Then you move on. You move on. If you are in Kada 3, you are yelling for the Father. You are coming up. And the necessary steps you will take in Kada 3 is that you will look around you. If you really love God, that's why you are yelling for your Father. What of the family members? Most believers are running the heavenly race alone. The family members. Let them hear today that is a failure. There is no way you will run the heavenly race alone without the family members. Friends and relatives. Where are the people you abandoned and you deserted in Kada 3? The breeze and the light in Kada 3 will blow you off if all is not attuned without yelling for the Father. If you are yelling for your Father in Kada 3, you will look around you, in and around you. For the friends and relatives, especially the family members, how many have you deserted? Go back and pick them up because of your Father, because of the love you have for your God. It's a proof. It's a proof to show that you are really in Kada 3. Yelling for the Father. If you pick them up, it's a great cross. Indeed, it is a great cross. Then carry the cross very well and move on. From Kada 3, you move to Kada 4. In Kada 4, what is happening in Kada 4? The light on in Kada 4. Yes, the great light of his presence. Yes, the glorious light of his presence. So what is happening? Your cross, that cross you carried from Kada 3 is weighed, checked, to know whether it's balanced. Most are carrying imbalanced crosses around. It's not balanced. Most are carrying it in desperation, in weakness, in pains. You are searched. The light on in that Kada 4 is you and the cross of your life. What is happening around you? What pain? The pain of life, the difficulties, the challenges of your life. It's also your personal cross. You don't know that in Kada 4, the light on in Kada 4 is searching you to know how you are carrying your cross, especially your personal cross. In as much as you are carrying other people's crosses, your own personal cross is also inclusive. And most are complaining and lamenting. Go and look out for group of believers. Look out for a group of believers that are always complaining, that are always worried, complaining. They are complaining about their personal cross. As far as the journey of life is concerned, and you are on with your own personal cross, carry it in happiness. The journey to the Father that you love so much, the journey of your life is not devoid of any form of cross. It's not devoid of your own personal cross, let alone the crosses of others. Carry it very well and move on. Do not carry in pain. Do not carry and lament. Do not be worn out or devastated or demoralized. You will not make it in Kada 4. You will be thrown down to Kada 3. But if you are weighed, if the cross you are carried is weighed, and it's balanced very well, and the balance, there is what we call great balance. Great balance, there is a kind of weighing scale that is applicable in that one, in that Kada 4. In that weighing scale, it's only if you are carrying the cross of your life and the other people's crosses and is balanced that you will be allowed to ascend from Kada 4 to Kada 5. If it is not balanced, there is no way you will move to Kada 5. Yes. Believers that moved on from Kada 4 to Kada 5 are believers that their personal cross and the cross of others which they are carrying is balanced. If your own is not balanced, there is no way you will move to Kada 5. And the steps that will enable you to move from Kada 4 to Kada 5 is to check, to know whether your own cross is on. You know that there is light for you to carry your cross very well. You don't know that you are not supposed to complain why carrying your own personal cross, let alone other people's crosses. These are steps that will enable you to move from Kada 4 to Kada 5. Kada 4, there is a special light that dwells in Kada 5. Who are in Kada 5? How many believers are in Kada 5? Believers that are in Kada 5 are believers that are selfless. Selfless group of Christians. They are not only mindful of themselves, but they care for others too. Even the life of others is even more important than theirs. They are believers in Kada 5. Yes, they are very few. They are very few. They are not making noise. Believers in Kada 5 have nothing to do with their spiritual gift of life. But still, they are adorned with that spiritual gift. Most believers are praying, wearing themselves off for the Father to decorate them with his spiritual gifts. That is what we call selfless prayer. Believers in Kada 5 are selfless. They don't worry about that. They don't care about that. All they care about is how others, the betterment of others, and the love of God. The believers in Kada 5 are believers that love the Lord their God and care about others and are selfless. They are believers in Kada 5. Let believers out there in the mountain, out there in the desert, praying for spiritual gift, let them hear this and go back to carry their cross. And go back. Yes. That the gift which they are praying about is only Koromakaku Sarata Sunda, bestowed only to believers that are selfless. They are in the desert, in the mountain, praying for great gift, so that they will use it for their personal gain. Personal gain. To open churches, to open ministry, to excel, that their names will be heard, this and that. And still, they don't have that. In desperation, they move beyond to contrary power for that gift, because they are so inquisitive about that. They let them hear that they are in zero level. They are thrown down, not only from Kada 4, but back to zero level. But believers in Kada 5 that love the Lord their God, that are selfless and care about others, are adorned with that special gift, which they don't even know about. They don't even pray for that. They don't pray for that. They are the people that are decorated. Great decoration counts in Kada 5. Great decoration. Yes. And what counts in that Kada 5? The kind of light that dwells in that Kada 5 is what we called glorious light. And deep quietness trends there. If you are not quietness, you don't know that quietness is in various forms. Are you quiet in the spirit? Are you a noisemaker in the spirit? I can. They are noisemakers. Let them hear that they are noisemakers. The battle is not yours. As such, you should be quiet in the spirit. No noise making in the spiritual realm. Believers in Kada 5 don't even utter much words in the spirit. Call them for prayers. They will confirm from their father before moving on. But others will jump into that because they can, and at the end they failed. Believers in Kada 5 are quiet. So you ask yourself, which Kada, as far as the light of his glorious presence is concerned, which Kada are you? What are the necessary steps that will help you, that will enable you to do well in Kada 5 and move from Kada 5 to Kada 6? Kada 6 is a great one. Great Kada. What happens in Kada 6? The light of his glorious presence that dwells and transcends in Kada 6. The holy one. Quietness. Deep quietness. That's the Kada that you people will be educated about. So that everyone will try to be very, very quiet. Deep quietness. In Kada 6, let the world hear that in Kada 6, believers in Kada 6, the example of believers of old that are in Kada 6 is Peter, the apostle. The light of his glorious presence in and around Peter heals the sick, raises the dead to life. That is the great glorious light of his presence. It's unimaginable. Deep quietness was there. Amidst any miracle, amidst any great miracle, any change, that believer will not even utter a word. The power that transcends in that Kada is the glorious light of his presence, the great power of the Most High, the Supreme Holy One, which nothing comprehends, equates, or supersedes. The great power of the Most High. His hidden power. That's where power lies. And most believers are out there making noise. If you see noise. Noise everywhere. Noise making everywhere. Bande, noise. That is where prayer lies. Where prayer lies in deep quietness and in deep love of God. Amidst any miracle, wherever, anywhere, from any believer in that Kada, that believer will not even utter any words. And the miracle will continue. Yes. Believers in Kada 6, when they bypass any human being that is deadly, there are human beings that are existing, but they are deadly. That human being will be uncomfortable immediately. And seek for a way to discharge that individual. Why? What is happening? Because he or she has caught up with that light. Amidst that light, they are uncomfortable. Else, they will be exposed immediately. If they continue with you, Mirita Saturata Santa, they will be exposed. That's the exposure that you people do not know. And I tell you, most are dodging because of that light. Most are dodging. Watch out and see what they are dodging. They are dodging believers in that light. They are uncomfortable with believers in that light and in that Kada. Believers in that Kada, just men, their mere presence in any place, be it church, market, crusade, where that power is embedded or hidden. Just mere presence of that believer. The believer will not even speak, utter any word. That will be broken to pieces. That is what is happening. And it has happened severally in that church. And I tell you, they are in commotion. Commotion. Commotion, great one. Great commotion. Let believers, wherever they are, let them hear today's message and let them hear the steps, the necessary steps to take to move on. And they should stop their noise making in various vigil crusades, making noise, shouting, fasting. It's not the solution. The solution is for you to go back in quietness, surrender completely, pick up the crosses you dropped, and arise again to your truth. That is the steps that will help you. Commotion everywhere. Pollution everywhere. You look up. Go back to step 1 and look up and be attuned with the light of His glorious presence. If only you have dropped all the gadgets and pollutants of the world. Amidst the pollutants of the world, there is no way it will work for you. How many have surrendered completely? Kada 6. The last kada is kada 7. Kada 7. Toropatin tere tantun. That is kada 7. Kada 7. Kada 7. Taita santarata sunta. Radiating fire. Great radiating fire of His presence. He alone. Toropa kasum toropa tanzu. He alone. Believers in kada 7 are called troublemaker. People do not know the reason why Elijah was called and decorated as troublemaker. The prophet, they named troublemaker Elijah. Why? Because of what? That radiating fire. That radiating fire. Hey, the radiating fire that breaks protocol. Most believers are noisemakers. Everywhere they utter the word protocol breaker. They even sing with the name protocol breaker. The answer is yes. But are you really sure that you have ascended to that rim before you mention protocol breaker? Truly, in that 7th kada, great protocol is broken. The protocol of nature is most often is also broken. That is what happened in Elijah's case, and he was named troublemaker. Yes. He knew himself. He trusted the Lord his God. He believed in Him. He loved the Lord his God. He surrendered completely. He sacrificed. He sacrificed his life. He sacrificed for others. He cared for others. He cared for other prophets. Truly, he's a troublemaker. Why? Because he's able to move to that rim, that kada. Believers in that kada, truly, they are called not troublemaker. Because the dirty dark ones, look at the things they use as surgeries all over. All over, especially in this axis, especially in this metropolis, but they are all broken. Look at them, they are not able to change their forms again. Their equipments, their dark equipments no longer functioning. Why? And they coded the instruments to be troublemaker. And they nicknamed her to be a living ghost. Believers in kada 5, in kada 7, they tap the light on and on. And what matters in that last phase is that light is maintained. It's maintained. No one has heard about that. Let believers, wherever they are listening from, hear today that the light in kada 7 is maintained. The light of His glorious presence that radiates in and around you and moves in and around is maintained. If not properly maintained, you will have heavy wound. You will be crushed. It's maintained. How is it maintained? Because you love the Lord your God and you are in that rim and you are in that kada. How is maintained is that you will be attuned with a great God that you love and greatly adore. Always on. Your light will always be on. Always on. 24 hours light that is on. You walk and move in His presence if you are in kada 7. People are educated about quietness without knowing the reason why. Wherever you are, you walk and move in His presence. The light radiates in and around you. The light in kada 7, if not properly taken care of, then the individual concerned is the person that will be. That's why we have great problem. You will have wound. soon you will see believers that have wound. In Kada 7, carefulness. You'll be very careful. You will be very, very careful, especially in the words you utter. In your heart, before voicing it out, you'll be very careful. Be very careful. You'll be very, very careful, especially in what you ingest. If you are in Kada 7, else you will have great wound, and you'll be thrown down. No mercy in the spiritual realm. No mercy in the fact that you have reached that Kada. No mercy. If it's not maintained, you'll be thrown down. Properly maintained, starting from what you ingest, you maintain that. You set your 5 sense organs. Set light always on. You move and walk in His presence. You sleep, even sleeping in His presence. You sleep in His presence. Yes. Most believers in Kada 7, they sleep and they pray to the Lord their God. Whatever they do it in His presence. Especially moving and walking in His presence. Miracle everywhere, wherever they are. That's the secret of Paul that you people do not know. That's the secret of Paul. The Paul you people heard about in the scripture. Let everyone hear today that is the secret of Paul. And he maintained that. He maintained that very, very well. Finally, he was crowned. If you maintain that very well, the next thing for you to be crowned. How many believers are crowned? A real crown of His presence. Believers in Kada 7 are very, very careful. These are the various Kadas that will help you. And the steps. And the steps that will help you to move on. If not properly taken care of, you'll be thrown down. If you are thrown down, it's a pain unto you. It's a pain unto you. Believers and miracle. Believers and gifts. Let them hear that the gift, especially the particular ones they are praying about. If you see how they are praying for the same gift of Elijah, that Father, bless me. Bless me with the same gift of Elijah. How many are ready to pay the price? Let them hear and answer this question. Are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to carry your cross? Are you ready to sacrifice? Go and read about the life history of Peter, life of St. Paul, life of St. Timothy, their life history. Take time to read about the life of the saints. Life of the saints. Believers in Kada 7, believers in Kada 5, Kada 6, Kada 7, they are not set their eyes are mortified. They dare not set their eyes upon anything that is contrary to the will of God. In the name of what you people call film, worldly film. They dare not. Believers in these Kadas do not watch worldly film, worldly game. Anything of the world is out of their life. And still you make noise in the desert. You make noise in various crusades, vigil, for you to be decorated and beautified with that gift of Elijah. Go back. Go back. It's not about you. It depends on you. It depends on you. Stop making noise. If you want to do well in His presence, in the spiritual, you must be quiet. You must be quiet for the Lord your God. He's quiet. He's quiet. Go back. Carry your cross patiently. Smile. Amidst your own personal cross, it will not weigh you down. He loves you. He cares for you. He beautifies you. And that's why you are living amidst the commotion in the world. Let the world hear today that evil seed is floating. Evil seed of dirty dark ones. And they are breathing it in and they are complaining. Let them hear that their solution is to neglect that. Amidst what is happening, to still come out in broad daylight, look up, and be attuned with the light of his glorious presence. If only there is no pollutant in you. And move on. And move on. America same therapy rate as Sanda. Great disaster. But the solution is the great light, the glorious light of his presence. That's just the solution. The solution to avert that is the glorious light of his presence. And so there is nothing for you to complain. Stop complaining. Stop complaining and stop disturbing yourselves. So far the light of his presence is on. There is no need for you to complain or to worry yourself. Amidst the light of his glorious presence is embedded what you are looking for. It's embedded the great thing you are looking for as far as this life is concerned. The food of life that you struggle for is embedded in the light of his glorious presence. Look at them complaining about hunger. Everywhere, hunger. If you're hungry, your father loves you so much. He educated you, but most neglected that. If you're hungry, come and look up and breathe in and breathe out under intensive heat of the sun. Before you know it, you'll be satisfied. You'll be filled up again. If you're hungry, stop your dead water, what you call borehole water, and take natural water. Because the end product of the food you are ingesting is embedded in natural water. Watch yourself, watch out and see. You'll be filled up again. So stop complaining. Everything is in your hands. It depends on you. How committed are you? If you really love your God, you love your God, you will obey. You will be attuned with all he educated you about. Especially ingesting poison in the name of food. Most are ingesting poison, daily poison in the name of food. The education about food comes up very soon. Very soon it comes up soon. And that for medicine which you are taking comes up too. Look at them reducing their lifespan with what they are taking in the name of medicine. Most of that which you are taking in is reducing your lifespan. A reduction of lifespan everywhere. Painful exit, painful death everywhere. You are the cause. Go back to nature. The secret and solution of it all is for you to go back to nature. Go back to nature. You don't know that every morning, that when you open the door of your house, that the next thing and the first thing you will do every morning before you sleep, before you sweep your compound, is for you to walk around without wearing anything. Walk around. When you walk around first thing in the morning without sweeping, walk around bare floor. You don't know that there are a lot of natural things in the soil that will illumine whatever that is not good in your body system. Then the next thing is for you to take natural water. You will urinate it out. Look at believers and medicine. Ingesting chemicals every day, reducing their lifespan. You are killing yourself. Stop. First thing in the morning, open your door. Don't sweep. Move round. 10 toes. Move round. Move your hands. Move round. You don't know that your body is open. Your body is open. The pore spaces of your body are open. You are assimilating natural things from the soil that will help to take care of whatever pollution, whatever that is contrary to the will of God in your body system, and set your body system back in order. Any smart in medicine, any smart in medicine, any smart in medicine. Stop. Go back to nature. And tap the light of his glorious presence. Once you tap the light of his glorious presence, I tell you, you'll be alive again. You will be active again. You'll be active for the Father. How many are still existing? How many are still living actively for their Father? Most complaining, weakness, in such a way that most believers cannot even pray very well because they are weak. They cannot even pray very well or worship their Father or adore. Why? Because they are weak. let believers hear it today. That is dark pollution. Everlasting floating. And they should neglect that. Your father loves you so much. He loves you. He loves you. And that's why this teaching. So that the world will be on with what will help them to live a positive life to their father. You live a positive life to the father that loves you. Not making noise when you are in 0 level. Not making noise. At the end, I miss that commotion. I miss that evil acid. They will desert the family. If you see where they are moving on for prayers, that is throwing yourself back to 0 level because you neglected the family members. The answer is you. Look around you. It's all about you. If you see how he loves you, you will surrender everything and really move on. The key is in your hands. If you move on very well, you will obtain the key. Yes. You will obtain the key. And once you obtain the key, the sky is your limit. Arise and shine is the answer. And at the end, you will arise and shine. Most believers that you people heard about that shined in the past, they are just like you people. There is no difference of that old days till this day. And that's why the essence of this teaching. So that we will reform back, and be attuned with the light of God. The solution of everything is you to be attuned with the glorious light of his presence. It's the glorious light of his presence is the secret that will propel you up, that will lead you to where you are supposed to be. Hallelujah. Zuma, 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 zuma.